Alright everyone, it's time for... Wait a minute.
Nice catch.
That's right, it's time for Top 10 DLC weapons. Shadows of the Erdtree added 103 new weapons to the base game, which already had 300 by the way. Today we're looking at community submissions, with 10 different players using unique DLC weapons to the best of their abilities. Let's begin at number 10. The Ancient Meteoric Ore Greatsword is up first. It's a colossal weapon that scales with Strength and Arcane. Nasty YC has invaded a host and 2 summons, which is the perfect opportunity to showcase this weapon's potential. And the first thing to note is just the pure power of that heavy attack poke. I'm assuming there was a bit of latency there because the way that summon died was strange. That was the weapon skill called White Light Charge, which is ironic considering it's one of the heaviest weapons in the entire game. It's a super fast lunge which can be followed up with a burst of white lightning, great for roll catching and closing the distance whenever you need to. Jonathan Castillo comes in at number 9 with an extremely wholesome duel in the Colosseum. You'll find out why soon, but for now he's applied his buff and begins to fight with the Milady. This is a weapon in a brand new category of light greatswords. It scales with strength and dexterity and has instantly become a fan favourite. People just love the fluid and elegant combos. In his offhand is the Dueling Shield, also part of a new category of thrusting shields with strength and dex scaling. As you might expect, it enables you to guard and attack at the same time, and it has already received a nerf, but it's still an amazing weapon, or should I say shield. That ended up being very close, very satisfying, and with a very cheery exchange afterwards. His opponent said he appreciated his build and was inquiring about the volcano pots. All in all, a cool interaction. Number 8 is the Greatsword of Damnation, a sword that rises to legendary status due to its golden crux weapon skill, which skewers enemies from above and rips them apart from the inside out. The weapon skill has lots of hyper armor and sucks players into it from a surprising range. I wouldn't be surprised if the weapon skill gets rebalanced at some point. Libby is using the brand new Glintstone Staff of the Great Beyond, which scales primarily with strength, intelligence and faith. It's a good weapon for full spellcasters, and interestingly, it can cast both sorceries and incantations. To end the duel, he teleported using Miriam's Vanishing, a Carian sorcery that lets him disappear and reappear in a new location, comboing straight into a vortex of putrescence, coating the area in jets of ghost flame. It was so successful, he didn't even need the backup Carian Piercer. For number 6, he who slaps himself invades into a fight that's already underway. There's an invader and summon battling in the courtyard, so he charges in recklessly for the assist. It's only then that he realizes he's broken the sacred rule and disrupted a fight club. But you know what, I think we can forgive him in this instance, as the host didn't mark out the area with rainbow stones or anything. Anyway, he's forgiven and he realizes what's happening soon after, and it's his turn to take on the other invader, who just so happens to be using the same weapon, the legendary Spear of the Impaler that scales with strength, dexterity and faith. They are both wearing the Winged Serpent Helm, which boosts Fire Knight skills by 10%, and he slotted in the new Oil Soaked tier, which boosts all fire damage by 20%, which obviously pairs well with the existing Flame Crack tier for massive damage with Mesmer's Assault. They both end up on 1 HP after their Mesmer's assault chain into each other. This means they have to dodge the quick daggers, pots, and incantations that inevitably come out during the final phase of a duel. But in the end, it's a pure, simple weapon trade that ends in mutual destruction, and the host sending them on their way with a cheeky crouch and a respectful bow. Illogical invades the Abyssal Woods, and things aren't looking good. It's a 3v1, and the team has plenty of Ash of War attacks to throw around.
Oh my god, all these guys do is spam.
To the point where he actually backs off completely and uses a phantom bloody finger to reset.
Is there anything big, bad and nasty I can use? Yeah, there is.
The Euphoria Twin Blade he was using wasn't offering quite enough in this case. Instead, we need the Sunflower, which is outstanding in its field. Is the Shadow Sunflower Blossom able to stop this trio once and for all? Xarxes is invading on his beast character. You can tell by the pelt of Ralva helm, literally a bear skin draped over him, and he's wielding the red bear claws, which scale with strength and dexterity and inflict bleed.
You are bold.
The weapon skill is Red Bear Hunt. 3 great swipes which leave a damage dealing vacuum in their wake.
Oh crap, he's got the on-sword.
One summon goes down, but then a crazy gold summon charges out with the Starline sword, a new glintstone katana.
Wait, can you have more than 2 invaders?
Yeah, you can. That was great. He died.
Maybe a little bit too much enthusiasm there. Gravity comes for us all. But these claws are great, especially in tight spaces, perfect for bare hand spanking. Jonah is invading Volcano Manor with the Putrescence Cleaver, a great axe that scales with strength, dex, and arcane, and also inflicts frostbite.
Oh baby, this ain't gonna take long. Either I'm gonna die or they're going to. Oh my god, baby.
That was good.
The great thing about this invasion was the fact that he said his fiancée was waiting for him, and he did not disappoint. The weapon skill is called the Spinning Guillotine, and it's insane. He turned that tunnel into a spine blender, and I should probably take this opportunity to remind everyone to stretch. Squawkles invades into the stone coffin fissure using the Dryleaf Arts weapon. It's the weapon that lets you do martial art fist strikes and kicks, but have you seen its Ash of War? That was Palm Blast, which imbues the hand with energy and strikes a devastating blow. And that moment was closer than you might think. He just took a spear to the face, and the summons are both mid-air, about to land their massive weapons. I would never have expected such a brutal vigor check to come from a facepalm. Fimbly Jim comes in at number 1 because he surprised and impressed me the most, and believe it or not, he did it with another fist weapon. Let me introduce you to the Claws of Night. It only scales with dexterity, and the weapon skill is called Scattershot Throw. It actually gets more powerful when you run out of focus points.
Now, this is where it gets kind of crazy. So this weapon actually does more damage with its L2 when it's out of FP. I don't know why this is.
It seems like this might be because the area of effect is made smaller when you're out of FP, but that actually concentrates the damage. Most important of all is the innate bleed buildup, and you'll get to see it now as he invades a team in the Darklight Catacombs.
Alright, we're here, and we've got some friends. Alright, one dead. And we're gonna get this lady too. Alright. Sorry, lady. You're getting daggered. That was very cool. That was a cool animation you did there.
Yeah, that scattershot throw is great for inflicting bleed, it does high damage, and regularly secures headshot staggers. Jumping doesn't even work, it tracks the jumps. And I've even heard the smithing talisman works with it as well. Surprisingly, this could be one of the strongest weapons out there.
GG.
So there we have it, 10 new weapons from the DLC to consider. Thank you so much to everyone who submitted for this episode. The next one will be top 10 unique/creative builds. So send me clips of your most impressive and unique builds and characters, particularly those with more unusual weapons and themes that you don't see too often, and everything counts. Both the DLC and the base game, PvP or PvE is fine, whichever showcases your build best. Have a good day everyone, see you next time.